This
includes
conference will now.
upgrades as well as fresh greenfield implementations. And I have worked in all the versions right from 5.1 till 7, like 7.5 in ECC side. On S4HANA, I have worked on 16.3 and 20.4.
So you are most like techno function, is it right?
Yes.
Uh, yeah. So myself, Srinivas. So I have like around 5 to 6 years of in FICO as well as in Vim as well. So in Vim from last 4.5 years I'm working in Vim, and I did
Mm-hmm.
like two role. Yeah, Vim vendor invoice management. Yeah, two rollouts I did, and as well as I have a support experience, and currently I'm working into enhancement. But I haven't done any like implementation side, so that's what I asked you a question. Like, so if there is any implementation you have experience, then it will be good for us.
Yes, yes. Implementations, I have worked on implementation, fresh implementations. Oh,
Yeah.
so you have already worked on a couple of rollouts.
Yeah, I did like three rollouts, and currently I'm into the support and as well as enhancement. Yeah, I worked in currently working into 7.6 SPS2, and as well as I have experience in HANA like 20.4. I did upgrades as well, two upgrades, 16.3 to 20.4. I did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Good, good, good to know, Srinivas. Thanks for the intro. Yeah. Who's next?
Yeah, hi. This is Manoj. I'm also a FSU consultant and I worked on the Vim from the testing point of view on
Mm-hmm.
ECC.
Okay.
And although on the HANA I did not work, so I have about more than 20 years experience in IT.
Okay.
So that's all in brief about me.
Okay. So, Manoj, this 20 years is all in SAP or it's
SAP,
in test? Yeah.
SAP and JD Edward actually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
GDA. And this was all as a consultant or testing?
consultant.
Okay. Great. And in SAP right now, you're working in FICU module?
Yeah, FICO and a few other things like group reporting and like
Okay.
that. Yeah, newer things are coming up. So whatever comes on the
Hmm.
way, like that, we have to work on this. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, good to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Next, guys, you would take up, or would you like me to call out names?
Yeah, Sachin, I'm Satish.
Yeah. Hi, Satish. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm having around 8 years experience in SAP MM, and I'm totally
MM.
new to Vim. Yeah, MM,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
and I'm totally new to Vim. I don't know any knowledge on Vim.
Okay. Okay. Absolutely fine. Okay. Nasreen has sent a message. I'm unable to unmute. Nasreen, you seems to be unmute. I don't see that you're muted.
Sachin, in the interest of time, can you please call the names and then people can give introduction?
Yeah. I'll go with that. So, Mahendra.
Yeah, hi
Hello.
Sachin and everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, man. Please go ahead.
yeah, Mahendra. I'm having around 6 years of experience in SAP MM.
Hmm.
So previously, around 3 years back or 2 years back, I worked in one of the Vim support project, but it's very limited process like workflow and all. Apart from that,
Hmm.
I'm not having any idea of this vendor invoice management.
Okay. Okay. And you want to learn Vim from what perspective? Like you're having new projects, or how is it?
No, just I want to learn from
Okay.
MM
Okay.
and
Just like
Vim. Yeah,
okay, acquiring a new skill.
yeah, just.
Okay.
But is
Thank
it
you.
okay to learn for MM candidate to Sachin?
Yes. Yes. See, Vim is part of vendor invoice management, and vendor invoicing always falls into the gray area, FI and MM. I have seen
Okay.
different organizations where some organizations have this as a part of the FI team, some organizations have this as a part of the MM team.
Okay. So you mean to say Vim has both modules involved, right? MM and FICO mandatory.
Yes, basically, you are an MM consultant, so you know Miro transaction, right? So if you talk about Miro
Yeah.
transactions, does it involve
Yeah.
MM and FI both? You
Correct.
answer it
Yeah.
now. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what it's yeah, that's what is Vim all about.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Yes, Nagaraju, thanks, Mahendra. Nagaraju, you there? No, you're not audible. Anybody else able to hear Nagaraju? Is it my side or? Sorry, Nagaraju, I'm not able to hear you. You're not audible. Sorry, Nagaraju, not able to hear you. We'll move forward. Maybe like you check your audio and then we'll come back to you. Okay, we'll move next to VP. Who is it? VP? Sorry.
Hi Sachin, this is
Yeah,
Pratyusha.
hi. Yeah,
Uh,
hi, Pratyusha.
Hi Sachin. I have around 3 years of experience in FICO and I'm totally new to Vim Sachin.
Okay, okay, okay. Thanks. And you're learning Vim from acquiring skill, or you have some project?
Just to acquire.
Okay, thanks for that.
Thank
Okay, Rao. Mhm. Sorry, Rao, not able to hear you. Again, similar to Nagaraj. Are you speaking? I'm not sure. Okay, he is. Hi, Sachin. Good morning. Yeah, Rao. So, if you're able to hear me, I'm not able to hear you. Can you check your audio, please? Okay, he's having 4 years experience as a FICO consultant. Okay, thanks for the quick intro. Uh, Please check your audio. Okay, we would need active participation, which would need audio as well during the classes. So, I would recommend please check your audio. Okay. So for now, we'll move forward with the next person, Karimullah.
Hello, hello, Sachin. Good morning.
Yeah, hi Karimullah. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm a FICO consultant. I have a 9 years experience, and
Okay,
current project along with FICO, I'm working with Vim support project.
okay.
ECC.
You are already into a Vim support project.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I need to extend my health skills in configuration and some project kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Joining the process.
Okay. Thanks. Nasreen, are you able to connect the audio now? Hello, Nasreen, you there? No. You're not able to hear me, Nasreen? Or am I audible to you or not? Okay, Nasreen is unable to unmute herself. Nasreen, maybe we can check out this audio issue or later. If you can share your quick intro on the chat itself, it would be good for me, at least helpful for me. We will move to the next person, Akash. Akash, you there?
Hello,
Yeah, hi Akash.
hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, Akash, please go on.
Sir, I have completed my recently BTech and I'm fresher to Vim.
Oh, complete fresh. SAP? Any
Uh,
knowledge on SAP?
Basic knowledge I have. Means before I joining to class, I have studied some concept of SAP.
Okay, you're fresh BTech and you have learned SAP from some other classes or experience
Uh,
basically
no,
training by your
uh,
organization?
Basic some trainings on YouTube.
YouTube. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Fine, fine, Akash. Nagaraju, are you able to unmute yourself? Can we check your audio now? Hello, Nagaraju?
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah, are you
Nagaraju.
able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, actually, I connect with my mobile. Laptop is not working. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm a FICO consultant. I have 6 years of experience in FICO only. And
Okay.
in my previous company, I worked in Vim little bit. That is role based and some chart approval level issues. And
Mm-hmm.
some I resolved the workflow issues as well. That is forward and we need to update something. That knowledge
Mm-hmm.
I have, and I'm purely working on Vim now. Okay. They
Mm-hmm.
are expecting some additional skills in the workflow level and BCC level. That is why
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
choosing this project.
Okay. Okay. Great. Good to know. Good to know. Thanks. Thanks, Nagaraju.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
thanks everyone for your quick intro. Okay, see, basically, so we have a good mix of audience. I would say, like right from freshers or new joiners to 20 years experience. That's a good. So this will help actually as a group together to learn. Okay, a reason I was asking everyone for this quick intro is that gives me an idea about what is the understanding level of each of you, and which helps me in basically taking up the concepts accordingly. Okay. Uh, Secondly, I was asking everyone like if you're having a project or not, because the very specific reason is that because in experience I've seen that there are people who are coming with who are working already on the project, and then they are looking for the solutions for what they are getting. So if somebody is working on some support project and if they are getting some tickets, they are looking forward the solutions for those tickets in the classes. So that is the reason we are here connecting as a group together to learn Vim concepts and not to resolve the tickets for your projects. I hope I make this point very clear, and I hope everyone is okay with this, accepting this point. I would expect a confirmation from you guys, please, because later it should not happen a mismatch of expectation that I was expecting that you would help me in resolving the my issues, but you're not helping me out.
So, so Sachin, just go join for the know the uh, basic things and Vim process, not for
See,
the any project. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, no. I am not talking about you, Karimullah, or
Yes.
anyone specifically here. Okay. I'm not
Yes.
pinpointing anyone. I'm just sharing my experience and making a point clear that we are here to learn the Vim concepts. So once you learn the Vim concepts, you would be able to resolve your tickets on your own. Okay,
Yeah.
the very purpose of this class is to make basically make you aware and teach those concepts so that you can resolve your tickets or take up your project further on your own, right?
Yes, yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, but as I said, like in my experience, I had those experiences earlier with earlier batches where people are expecting that in the classes they will bring up their issues and I should give them a solution, and then they will carry forward their project accordingly.
That will not happen.
Yeah,
Hi, Sachin.
yeah. Hi,
Sri.
Nasri.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah,
I have
finally, your
six
audio is
years of
working.
it. Yeah, I connected to phone now.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I have 6 years of experience in SAP ABAP and I'm very new to this one. So it will be
Oh,
helpful, right, me? Can I cope up with the
yes.
things? Because I am familiar with ABAP but not functional at all.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I hope like with 6 years of ABAP, you would know a bit of functional for sure. It won't be pure ABAP. You would have worked on different concepts, right? With
Yeah, I
finance or
have
MM
worked
teams.
on, yes, I have worked on that, but I always had a functional beside me, so I didn't require
Yeah,
much. I
yeah,
don't
agreed,
have
agreed,
on that.
agreed, agreed, agreed. So, see, Vim is a techno-functional area, so we need technical understanding as well as a functional understanding. Okay, but
Okay.
having said that, I would always say that normally it tends towards the functional part because this is all on configuration, which generally the ABAP team does not do. ABAP team
Yes,
is more focusing on the coding part of it, not the configuration.
yes,
And as a Vim
yes.
consultant, a Vim consultant is supposed to do the configuration. Okay, so it tends towards a
Mhm.
consulting part of it, but as
Mm.
at the same time, the consultant needs to have a technical understanding.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a techno-functional area. So anybody
Mhm.
who is having a techno-functional experience will always have an edge over others. Okay, a pure functional consultant, FICO consultant also will have challenges in Vim at times. Okay, and a pure
Okay.
ABAP consultant will also have challenges. So it is always helpful for a consultant, FICO consultant or ABAP consultant to learn Vim as it needs both the sides.
Okay. Okay. So no issues, right? While I can learn. I
Yes,
can
you
learn.
can learn. You can
Okay.
learn. Okay. See, I won't say that you don't need at all a functional understanding. You would need functional understanding. Okay. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
what I would recommend is you can go on YouTube and search for a P2P cycle, procure to payment cycle, and understand how what is the process behind it. So if you understand the process for it,
Okay.
then you
So,
would be it will be very easier.
okay. So when it's all about which function modules comes under this?
Uh, Do you mean
मतलब
which
which
FI
module?
which SAP
Which
module?
module? हाँ हाँ.
So it's an integration bit or it is a gray area between FI and MM.
Okay. Okay. ठीक है.
Okay, so it needs FI understanding as well as MM understanding. So when we say procure to payment, procurement part is MM, payment part is FI, and it is in between.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, we will see how this what is Vim, where Vim is placed in SAP, and how it works and all. We'll see all those details. Like I have a small presentation with me. We'll go with that small presentation. Okay, and in between during the presentation, if you have any questions or doubts, please speak up. I would be sharing my screen, so I won't be able to see you guys like this go to screen, the team screen. Okay, so please speak up if you have any questions during the presentation. Okay, let me share my screen. Just give me a minute. Are you guys able to see my screen now?
No, Sachin.
No, sir.
Okay, let me check once again. Now you should be able to see my screen, I hope.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, okay. Good. I'm going to presentation mode now so that you can see it larger thing. Okay, so we are here, we are connected together in a group to learn more about vendor invoice management. Okay, short form is Vim. When you search on Google, always look for vendor invoice management because there are other products with a abbreviation as Vim. Okay, basic introduction. What is Vim? I guess most of you know what is Vim. Can somebody give some pointers here? Okay. If okay, one more request from my side is that we are having this virtual session, so we cannot see each other. So the only way we can connect with each other is the audio part. So I would request everyone to be unmuted and participate in the session. More interactive sessions we have, it would be more helpful for everyone. Okay. It's a request. So unless until you're having too much of background noise, you can keep yourself unmuted so that whenever you speak you don't have to unmute and mute every time yourself. Okay, okay. So I'll proceed further. Anyways, maybe session we are together, people are having a little bit of hesitations. Don't hesitate in the class at all. Okay, during these sessions, don't hesitate. Whatever it is, please speak out. Even if you're having any request or doubts or whatever you feel, please share. Okay, unless and until you share, I won't be able to get you to know about that part. Okay, so coming back to the topic, Vim is vendor invoice management is a solution, I would say, built up by an organization called as OpenText. OpenText has built other solutions earlier, like enterprise content management, etc., ECM, all those, and this is another solution which was built by OpenText, vendor invoice management. OpenText was one of the pioneer or the initial organization who has worked on this area. Okay, vendor invoice management. It is a packet solution, so which means that you get certain packages which you need to install, and then you can start using Vim. Okay, Vim is a bolt-on system. Okay, what do I mean by bolt-on system is uh, like you need a base. Okay, I'll give you a simple example. When you say bolt-on, you need something base on which you can bolt on. You know the I hope you know bolt, right? A nut and bolt, where you can use the nut and bolt to fix anything with the other part. So you have something, you use nut and bolt and you fix with the base part of it. So Vim is also similar to that. It is a bolt-on system, so you need a base which is SAP system. So you need it is a prerequisite that you need to have a implemented SAP system available. Only then you can implement Vim on it. Okay, because Vim is always on top of the SAP solution. Now, why it is a bolt-on system? Because SAP it is a solution which is designed for the SAP process basically. What we were talking about procure to payment cycle, okay, that is something part of SAP's SAP module, okay, SAP cycle, where you procure something and you make a payment something. It's a normal cycle in any organization, but how SAP has provided a solution for it, okay, to so a standard SAP has some solution for it, and Vim is catering on top of that standard SAP solution, utilizing the SAP framework itself. Okay, so that is a very basic point about Vim. Okay, so and I have listed some points here. Uh, Referring to that, yeah, license part, yes, it's as it is a separate solution given by a separate different organization. So if you have procured SAP, Vim does not come bundled into SAP. You have to procure a separate license. Even if it is S4 HANA, a lot of other products are possible to procure along with. They do need separate licenses, some of them, but those can be bundled together with SAP. But Vim always needs a separate license. And OpenText has partnered with SAP. Okay, so OpenText and SAP are partners. SAP had some thoughts on developing some solutions on invoice management, but they have later dropped off the part of developing a new solution on invoice management, and they have partnered with OpenText.
So, Sachin, so I have a
Yes.
very basic level question. So
Mhm.
actually now like OpenText is supporting so many different components are integrated into the SAP, so that they are supporting right now. So they have a 20 point version currently. So going forward, if like SAP feels like if they want to build such kind of solution in their own product, so then the case what
Mhm.
like we will do like suppose for example we will have a experience in the open text side like in Vim around 5 to 6 years of experience. After that, if SAP has a own solution for the invoice solution like a approval process, PO, non-PO kind of approach, then OpenText will remove. So they will designate the OpenText solution. So in that part, so how who has experience in 6 years of 7 years of experience in Vim, what they will do like in future,
Okay. Basically, I would say like what my understanding is, your question is like, what is the future of a Vim consultant?
right?
What if SAP comes up with a new solution? Okay. Now to answer that, I would say like now say you were working as an SAP consultant, SAP ECC. Now SAP has come with SAP S4 HANA. What happens now? Are you losing out your job? Are you basically out of the industry? No, since you know what is SAP, how SAP works in ECC, right? So you can work with SAP S4 HANA. Now, someone who is having experience in SAP ECC or SAP S4 HANA, if given or asked to work on Oracle apps, they can still go and work on Oracle apps also. There would be a little bit of change where the person would have to learn some new part of the technology, but other part remains same, right? The overall industry processes remain same, because business processes are not dependent on the technology solutions are built based on the business processes. So if SAP builds a solution to replace OpenText vendor invoice management, still the processes will remain same, the solution would be similar to this one. Okay, secondly, as I said, SAP is not going to build a solution on vendor invoice management, because if SAP had such plan, they would have not partnered with OpenText. Okay.
Yeah,
Instead
that's
they would instead they would have done something what they have done with Ariba or Concur, where they have procured or took over with the organization. The solution itself is purchased along with the organization itself, and now Ariba is a SAP product, Concur is an SAP product. Similarly, they could have done with OpenText vendor invoice management as well, right? So
yeah.
that is something which shows what is the what we can say is the future path or roadmap from SAP side. Okay, there is, as you said, like nobody can deny that if
Hello.
tomorrow SAP develops something new. Yes, please.
Hello, Sachin, your voice is echo.
My voice echoing.
Yeah.
Is it with
Now it's
everyone
okay.
or okay? Yeah, so I was saying like the SAP has not explicitly mentioned or declared that they are not going to develop something when a solution for vendor invoice management. But looking at the steps they are taking forward, we have to take what could be the SAP's roadmap further. Okay, SAP is now focusing more on the S4HANA development and cloud development further. They are not working on the vendor invoice management.
Yeah, that is also correct. And Vim solution, it is a more like flexible to the like customers as well. So they will not move out from the SAP, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, see, also within like every minute, I would say passing, Vim is becoming more stable and it is having a highest footprint in the market. Okay, people are getting used to Vim. So somebody who has started using Vim, moving to another solution is always a challenge for any organization. No organization wants to have a change management in their organization unless until there is a very huge benefit for it. Okay, so you can see like even from moving from ECC to S4 HANA, people are not moving so fast what SAP was expecting. Unless and until SAP is declaring that they are stopping the support, people are not migrating to S4 HANA as well. So it is always a challenge for any organization to have a change management. Basically training all the users, making them use to the new solution, it is a challenge and a big cost for the organization. So I don't see, based on my experience, I don't see any challenge or any doubt for future. Okay.
Yeah, why am I asking this question? Like, so basically, this Vim is like kind of add-on to the SAP. So that's what I asked. I have many questions in my mind. So that's what I asked. So if it is the ERP and HANA solution, that is totally like SAP, let's say SAP products. So OpenText is quite different, right? So might be like that is a kind of add-on product. Like it's up to business choose. Like it will not comes on the default like integrated into this SAP, right? When we are purchasing the SAP, so Vim will not be integrated automatically. So it's a like
Not
kind
at all.
of add-on. Yeah, it's an add-on to the SAP means. That's what I asked. Like if
I understand. See, I understand. That's what I was trying to answer. That reason why Vim. So we can simply say why do we need Vim when we have an SAP process, right? SAP has already provided a solution where you can create your purchase orders, you can post your invoices, you can post your goods receipts, right? But still, when we are talking about Vim does exist from so many years, right? There are certain gaps in the SAP processes. In the standard SAP process, there are certain gaps which are bridged or basically taken care by OpenText with this Vim solution, right? So that is the reason why Vim was being initially developed, because they have seen that there are certain gaps in the solution in the standard SAP process, and to bridge those or cover those gaps, they have built this solution.
indeed.
Right, so it's not that people will start using again the standard SAP solution when they have the Vim available in the market. Okay, and whenever any organization is upgrading their SAP system, they will always looking forward for new automated solutions. Okay, nobody is looking forward to go back into the manual solutions what were existing maybe 2 decades before or 3 decades before.
Yes, yes, correct. Yeah, understand.
Yeah, I have one doubt, Sachin.
Yes.
Bolt on to SAP. It will support only SAP and Oracle as well, or Macro. Some ERP softwares also there, right?
The other ERPs, no, it won't support because the Vim solution which is developed is based on the SAP. Okay, technically, when we talk about what they have developed, so in technical terms, uh, we have SAP has ABAP as a language. The coding language is the ABAP, and you have a specific GUI screens are there, and the way these screens are working, the SAP framework, I would say, right? Every screen has processing. So there is something called as PBO, PAI, all that framework which Vim has developed is the SAP framework. They have their screens, so but still they have used coding languages as a web language. What SAP has provided function modules or classes, methods, so they have utilized the same framework. So that is the reason it is a bolt-on on SAP. If you take the same product and go to Oracle, you won't be able to, because they, as I said, it is a package solution, which means like when the package has to be installed, that package is also from SAP perspective, which basis team can install the packages in SAP, not in Oracle. Oracle has a different base, right?
Okay, got it, got it.
Yep. Any other questions, doubts?
Yeah,
Okay, no.
from this
Sorry.
course we are, yeah, Srinivas here. So from this course we are like only discussing about the procure to pay or like what to see as well.
No, it is more about vendor invoice management. Okay, so which would be procure to be. OpenText has within newer solutions they are coming up, which is O2C solution. What you say is termed as a beyond invoice solution. Okay, so
Right.
vendor invoice management is one solution. Beyond invoice solution is a separate part of it, which is further extended, or the next version, which is basically integrated along with the business center.
Yeah.
We would be looking into vendor invoice management.
Okay.
Yep. Any more questions?
Yeah, sorry, Sachin. Actually, in the current version is 20.4. Okay, in the Vim, they are going to implement OTC process as well, but most of the clients they are not using. I think so. But why in the Vim why they introduced that OTC process? That can you um, can you give me some little bit idea?
See, I can share an overview level. See, Vim, it is not bringing the OTC solution in the Vim. Okay, as I said, Vim is a separate solution. OTC solution or beyond invoice solutions are separate solution. Okay, vendor invoice management and beyond invoices, these are two solutions. What they are doing, what or like what OpenText is doing is they have built up a base kind of thing, a framework kind of thing, as a business center. Okay, which was initially brought in with the perspective of S4 HANA integration and all, and then further they are utilizing the same framework to bring in more solutions, additional solutions to it. So Business Center, which was built by OpenText, was initially built for vendor, like, or they have brought in the vendor invoice management solution into the Business Center, and further then they brought in the other beyond invoice solution also. So it is not that they are bringing the OTC solution into Vim. Okay, they are utilizing the same framework or the same business center. Okay, and it is a separate solution, and it is an optional solution. So if an organization is implementing Vim or OpenText solution, so there are options. They can go with whichever solution they want, vendor invoice management or beyond invoice solution.
Yeah, you mean to say scenario based implementation?
I didn't get you exactly, scenario based in a sense.
Scenario means procurement pay and OTC process, order to cash. That is the scenario.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Which solution you want, you can go ahead with that solution. Okay, it is similar to what I can say is it is similar to basically OpenText is having other products also, right? OpenText is having ECM. OpenText is having the OCR solutions. OpenText is having archival solutions. So these are different solutions. Similarly, OpenText is having beyond invoice solutions. Whichever solution the organization need can procure from OpenText and use those. Okay, so it is not mandatory that somebody who is implementing vendor invoice management has to implement beyond invoice solution as well.
Yeah, I got it, Sachin. Thank you.
Hi, Sachin.
Okay, thank
I have a
yes.
doubt, but
Mhm.
like, why did Vim came into existence? Like, what are the drawbacks of ERP so that Vim must be needed?
Nasreen, your voice was breaking in between, but what I could get out of is like you're saying, why do we need Vim when we have SAP solution? Is my
Yes,
understanding
like
correct?
what was the drawback in SAP ERP so that Vim came into this?
See, basically, SAP, it's not that the day one when the SAP was implemented, immediately open text came into picture. Okay, there was a gap. There were years of experience which people had in the industry, and then based on that, Vim has done kind of a research. What are the challenges faced by the organization? Okay, so I'll share few of the challenges where, like for example, when you have this procure to pay solution is something where in a layman term I can say like when you go to any shop you procure something, the shop owner gives you a invoice, a slip, and based on that you make a payment. This is a very simple scenario, right? It is one person involved. When you're looking at an organization is procuring a lot of items. Okay, and for those items basically it need to have a controlled overall process, right? What has
Yes,
been procured, what has been invoiced, what invoices they
correct.
have received, have they received that particular item, all those stuff has to be reviewed and then made the payment. Okay, now with the standard SAP solution there is no control or check over it. Okay, so there are different challenges faced. There is no review process as such existing in SAP. There is no approval process existing in the SAP system. Okay, so to cover all those cases, Vim has brought in their solution where Vim brings up a workflow. Okay, in between, which will take forward, which will it has developed certain checks which will check if the current required information is populated correctly or not. If not, what as per the business standard or organization's requirement, all those things are checked, automated those things. Approval has been brought in where the invoices are reviewed. Okay, duplicate checks and all are there. Basic duplicate check is available in SAP as well, but it has a further checks. And to avoid any fraudulent, you have this approval process and all. And along with that, now that was the basic Vim, you can say. And then with the time they have brought in this OCR solution which automates the data entry part also. So because of
Okay,
all these features, people are tending towards Vim.
okay, thank
Okay, we will see what is or what are the advantages. Okay, so here we have this solution features which say it is out of the box scenario. So where like when you install Vim packages, sorry, there are some basic sets available. So when those basic sets are implemented, you get the basic configuration inbuilt. So you can say like as soon as the package is installed, there is certain default configuration available in the system and you can start using the Vim solution immediately as soon as it is installed. So plug and play kind of thing. It's not exactly plug and play, but install and start using it. So it has out of the box scenarios available. PO, non-PO, all those are configured. Pre-configured rules, roles and actions. So the there are certain rules. As I was saying, there are certain business checks which are carried out. So there are a lot of rules provided for those checks to check the invoice data. Those rules are available as a pre-configured rules are available. Actions are available. What actions has to be taken by the user. So all those comes as a pre-configuration. Automation and collaboration. So as I said that the business checks are carried out and based on the output of the checks, if the check has passed or not, it will basically the invoice is automatically redirected to the corresponding or the I would say uh, the team who has to take the action on the invoice. So there is an automation. No, people don't have to manually look around that who can help or reach out to people manually that we need a help here and be dependent. It automatically transfers the task to the uh, responsible team. Okay. Direct access to all the information, that is it has a reporting capability within which helps the stakeholders to know what is the details. It can give you reporting with the details that what is the overall turnaround time for an invoice, which team is taking more time, which team is taking which team is processing faster. All that kind of reporting is visible. It has reporting on different parameters. Okay. So that is all helpful for the users and the stakeholders. And it also has that Fiori integration. So with the SAP S/4HANA, Fiori integration is also brought into picture, where this approval can happen on the go. So with the Fiori you can access through mobile, laptop, tablet, anything, and the approvals can happen from, or the task can be accessed from any device. And the basically whatever activity or action is required can be taken on the go. Machine learning and AI, this part is basically limited or restricted towards the OCR functionality. So Vim has an OCR component as well. Okay, again that is an optional component. It's again we can consider it as an uh, kind of a separate product. Okay, which also needs a separate license. With the OCR, it is optical character recognition, and from a PDF or an image, it will extract the invoice data and then pre-populate into the Vim screen. Say, okay. So there, they are utilizing this machine learning and AI in the solution. So based on more number of invoices you are processing, the better recognition rate, better accuracy you get on from the OCR. Integration, ACM integration, or integration to any other solution, it is very flexible since it is a bolt-on and utilizing the SAP framework itself. So wherever SAP can be integrated, Vim gets automatically integrated. So it can be integrated with the other solutions of OpenText or other parties. OpenText can be integrated with ECM, archive, OpenText archive solution, SAP Ariba. Okay, these are different scenarios, and it can be very easily integrated there.
So, like such an ACM integration, is it required to like when we are implementing the solution like OpenText? Means, uh, is it part of the like archive solution or like is it a different kind of approach ACM?
ECM is a different, archival is different.
Yeah, that's what like. So without like ECM is there, we can go ahead with the implementation, right? So that is
Yes, surely, surely. See, these are all different solutions which are offered from OpenText, and none of them are mandatory.
right.
It is supporting. It is an integration supported. So I'm just like saying, for example, if an organization is already using say ECM and they are implementing Vim and they want to integrate ECM with Vim, it is feasible.
Okay.
If somebody is using OpenText archival server and they want to integrate or use the same archival server with Vim as well, it is feasible. If somebody is already having SAP Ariba in place and they want to integrate Vim along with the Ariba, it is feasible.
Okay.
And not only to OpenText solutions or SAP solution, any third-party solution also, there is a way you can integrate those solutions.
Yeah, there is a lot of background voice.
Mm, thanks. So I was saying that it's not only OpenText or SAP solution, any other solution, any third-party solution also you can integrate with open text. Okay, you just have to look around what would be the solution or how it could be integrated, and then you can integrate. Maybe when we discuss more about different channels and all, okay, when we go into the sessions, detailed sessions, I would share some examples how you can integrate different other solutions. Okay. What are the benefits? As I said, benefits is like it is basically fulfilling the gaps which a standard SAP process has. Okay, so there are a lot of I would say, like in simple term, it accelerates operations and boosts the productivity. Okay, since a lot of things are getting automated, there is an automation part of it which we have which we just discussed sometime, that there are business checks which happens in background, which ensures the data correctness, and if there is anything which is not correct, it is immediately pointed out and the invoice is not processed further, so that the data correction is taking or being taken care at the first step itself, which helps. If there is anything, any other action required, any other team is to be involved, then there is an automated task where the task is redirected to the corresponding or the responsible team. Okay, so task goes into their bucket, and then they have to take the necessary action, right? Nobody has to reach out to people. Okay, I won't say the old example of like moving file from table to table, but with the new technology, with the digital age, we still people have to reach out, maybe over the email or over the Teams, MS Teams, or another any other uh, solution which is used by the organization for communicating internally. People don't have to reach out those ways as well. Vim has automated that part as well. So with this automation, it accelerates the overall operation. The overall turnaround time of invoices reduces, which boosts the productivity and revenue. Revenue in the terms like I would say, I always say like a penny saved is a penny earned. So when your operations are accelerated, your productivity is improving, it automatically boosts your revenue. Compliance and fraud prevalent is where a lot of organizations have, or a lot of countries have a legal compliances, which SAP also bring up with the legal solutions for those, and Vim is also compliant to all the legal requirements. Okay, and wherever there is a change, Vim do bring up all those business checks, pre-checks and all, which ensures that organization is in compliant with the legal requirements. Like for example, when India brought in GST, immediately OpenText has came up with a solution and business rules and checks for GST, which ensures that when the invoices are posted by the organization, they are GST compliant.
Okay.
Fraud prevalent is the part of, I would say, the integral part of Win solution, because it has this review and approval process, which ensures that there is no fraud. Okay, there are no dummy invoices or fraud invoices getting posted for the payment, because there are examples where, or so, cases where people have being engaged along with the vendor, they post dummy invoices or fraud invoices and then get the payment done from the organization, and those fraud cases are then later cashed somewhere during the audit or at a late point of time. So this kind of scenarios can be avoided with Vim, because you already have a approval process in place, where somebody who has created the invoice will not be approving, right? Profit from the out of the box approach, that is, as I said earlier, that it has sorry, it has the pre-configured rules, roles and actions. So with those pre-configured things, if we are not having too much of complex scenarios, you can start immediately using the Vim solution with the standard configuration, and as and when needed, you can further enhance the existing standard configuration, or develop something new as well. Like it has that flexibility of customizing. When we go into detail, I'll share more on the customizing and the flexibility part given. It is too much flexible and too much customizable. Okay, so before we proceed further with the process flow part and all, anyone has any doubts or questions on the Vim as a package or what Vim offers, and why is Vim preferred and etc. Any doubt?
Sachin, yeah. Sachin, I have a question. So, in our training, so you heard the workflow something?
So sorry, I didn't get your question completely. Could you please
Like,
elaborate a bit?
yeah, training will cover the workflows also because which is approval process means just you have to maintain IDs.
See,
That workflow.
as I said, workflow is an integral part of vendor invoice management. With your vendor invoice management, the first thing which you, as a part of invoice processing, in the first step itself, you will create a workflow task, and then that workflow task is something which will flow throughout the process. Okay, and as a end of the process, it will post a document.
Okay.
Okay, so workflow is, yeah, if to answer explicitly, workflow is included in the course content. Okay, it's without
Okay.
workflow you cannot have Vim, I would say.
Okay. Thank
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, Sachin.
Yes, please.
ICC or BCC can be covered as a practical or theoretical part in this course.
Yeah, to answer that, I would ask you to park this question a bit. We'll go into the next slides, and there I will show what is the Vim based solution, what are the integrated solution, and what we will be covering in this course. Will that be fine?
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. Any other questions, queries?
Yeah, what
Okay.
actually
So
Nagaraj here, Sachin. Actually,
yeah,
what are the components we are using in this training? Like earlier is told that BCC. Actually, I have seen enterprise scan and one ICC level or BCC level and some core models also there, right? In the practice level, which are covering in this course?
I'll answer that in a while. Just wait for a few minutes, and then we'll come to that.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, shall I proceed further?
Sachin, so we have a
Yes.
version called like 7.6 in ECC and 20.4. It's different S4 HANA. So what like major difference are both the versions like when comes to the ECC and S4? Is there any big difference or
See, from vendor invoice management point of view, there is no big difference. Okay. It is, I would say, 90-95% same. Okay. What uh, additional has been brought into S4 HANA system is the Fiori apps and the compatibility with the S4 HANA. Okay. So that is one part of it. Uh, Secondly, with the business center, they have brought in different additional solutions of beyond invoice solutions and all. And third part is the IES, the OCR solution. So the OCR solution has been evolving since beginning, from ICC to BCC and now BCC to IES. So that is something which is different from S4HANA.
so there is no
When we talk,
difference? Yeah.
yeah, I would very precisely say that when we are talking about vendor invoice management, the core part of it, there is no difference as such. No much difference
Yeah.
there.
Okay. So one more question, Sachin, actually. So now client using the ECC solution and they have like 7.6 version and they are moving to the S4. So they are upgrading the SAP solution to the suppose like ECC something like 6.2, very latest 20.22 version. So when comes to the Vim, so what are the so is there any like major challenges that we need to take in care like when comes to the Vim upgrade? Not a upgrade actually, well, yeah, moving from
Yeah,
ECC to the
when we are talking about versions, different versions, okay, I would say there are two sections to it. One is catering to ECC, one is catering to S4 HANA. Okay, so when you're moving, upgrading from say Vim 7.5 to 7.6, or Vim 7.0 to Vim 7.5, or Vim 7.6, so that is considered as an upgrade. When you're talking from say Vim 16.3 to Vim 20.4, that would be considered as an upgrade. But if you're talking from Vim 7.6 to Vim 20.4, I won't say this as an upgrade, but this is a in the way SAP is treating it, is not ECC to S4 upgrade, but it is an implementation. So either you S4 is giving an option of transformation or a greenfield implementation, brownfield implementation or greenfield implementation. In case of Vim, it will always be a greenfield implementation. You would have to take up the new version, new licenses with the new versions, and implement the new solution freshly. Okay, you can
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
same configuration what you have, similar configuration, but it is not migration.
yeah, yeah. As per the like guide, we need to follow like a green. It's a like kind of new implementation. It's not like kind
New
of
implement.
yeah, new implementation.
Yes,
Yeah.
it when you're moving from ECC to S4 HANA, it won't be counted as an upgrade.
Got it.
Okay. Any more questions? Okay, I'll move to the next. So basically, uh, this slide shows what is the basic flow. Okay, or what is the basic process procure to pay. So here we are not even considering till procure to pay, it is only till the invoice posting. Okay, since invoice management, the vendor invoice management solution is also limited to the invoice posting. Okay, I have depicted the process also till the invoice posting. So normally what will happen, an organization will receive an invoice. It could be a physical invoice, it could be an email invoice. Okay, and that invoice is taken up by the person, a physical, say I'll take an example, like you receive, organization has received a physical invoice, a printed invoice, and then the person will take the printed invoice, they will do the data entry part, key in the information. Say for example, into the Miro transaction they are keying in the information, then they will validate the data if everything is okay, the given details are okay or not, the maybe purchase order number, the unit of measure, etc, etc, currency, etc. Okay, then it will have the business rule checks, like is it having all the required information as per the organization standards, what they need, accordingly the data has been entered. Okay, so first part is the master data validation. Okay, where master data validation in the sense whatever you have entered is the correct data or not. Secondly is the organization standards, where uh, like certain information has to be populated as based on the organization standards. Okay, certain fields has to be populated even if those are not mandatory fields. So that is the second part. After that it go, people will verify if the invoice is okay or not, and then they will post into SAP. So this is the normal process. Now this is all manual process. Okay, everything is happening manual, and there are chances, first of human error, secondly missing out the things, third is fraudulent part. Okay, all these are like probabilities which can occur. Okay, before it goes to posting, and then it will go further for payment. We cover the same process. Okay, as I said, shared earlier also, that solutions are built based on the business processes. So business process is the base for everything. This is the business process and we will build the solution to cater this process. So this is how Vim has brought in the process flow. Okay, first is the scanning, where your scan stations can come into picture. Okay, enterprise scanners come into picture, where your invoice will be scanned. Now this wording scanning is used because it is literal scanning of the invoice to get that information into the system. Okay, and again it is not necessary that you have to use enterprise scan itself. You can use any scanner, normal scanners, and then use a PDF copy and do the further processing part of it. Okay, Second block, which is blue in color, is OCR, which is optional, again a separate product given by OpenText. OCR does the optical character recognition and extract the data, invoice data, from the image or the PDF copy of the invoice. Okay. Third is validate metadata, where the data is validated. Okay. Check for duplicates, apply business rule. All this is part of your Vim solution, the core Vim solution. And after the approval, it will post for the payment. Now here we can see there are different uh, components from OpenText. Okay, so first is your archive server. So when you scan the invoice, the scanned it generates a PDF copy. Okay, and if you're using enterprise scan and all, and if you're using any other scanner, you will get a PDF copy, and you have to do a drag and drop. That particular activity of drag and drop is also considered as scanning. So when you scan the invoice, okay, it gets stored into an archive server. For archive server, there are different solutions available in market. Okay, any archive solution can be used. It's not necessary that you have to use OpenText archive server, but there is an offering from OpenText which can be used. So that is one component which gets integrated to your core solution. So that is one integration. Second is the OpenText OCR solution. It could be ICC, BCC, or IES. So this is a second integration where your data is going to another server. Okay, archive server is also a different server. OCR server is also different server. It is an integration between the server, SAP server, and the other two servers. And the rest of the part is part of the Vim solution, which is bolt on onto the SAP. So it is on the SAP server itself, on the same system. Okay. So we will be covering the overall process end to end. Okay. Having said that, we won't be able to cover practically the integration parts. Okay. So what do I mean by that is that we won't be able to practically take an invoice, sent to OCR server, and get back the extracted data. Okay. We won't be able to practically drag and drop a PDF invoice and archive it. Okay. And get the archive details. We would be using some for the OCR solution. Yes, I will be sharing the theoretical details, how it works and how it is all details are available. For ICC version or BCC is also same. Okay. For IES, you don't have to carry out any activity as such. It is all automated. So I'll be sharing that information for theoretical information in detail for the OCR part of it. Sorry. And for the archival part, we will be using a workaround to generate more invoices or new invoices for our processing and practicing purpose. So these are the two integration points for now, which we won't be able to take up practically, but we will be having, I will be sharing all the theoretical details about it. And then practically when we are processing the invoice, we will be using workaround for the archive server. And for the OCR, there is no workaround because we cannot bring up the data as such. Okay. So for that, I'll be sharing the theoretical information. Okay. Please, now if you have any doubts, please shoot.
Yeah, yeah, Sachin. So basically, if we are not considering for the validation tool for the validation, so since like Vim solution, like when we are capturing the OCR data, that we are enriching the data to the SAP, like Vim. So there will be like logic modules are included in the part. So if you like showcasing us like only solution in the Vim itself, so that we are unsure about that how logic modules are works like in Vim. So that we want to understand like out of the box how it works.
Yeah, I'll be sharing the concepts of logic module, how the logic module works, how those are triggered, all that we will be discussing. Okay. Having said that, as you said, like if we want to process one OCR scenario, that won't be feasible for us. Okay.
Yeah, and the second question, so in general concept, like validation is not necessary for the like in like when comes to the business solution. So basically, like if the client don't want to like do any like validation, is it possible to skip that one?
You're talking about validation client of OCR?
Yeah.
Yep, that is possible. Basically, OpenText has given that option, okay, to switch off the validation. Okay, so we will discuss this more because, like, right now, if I start talking on that technical terms, it might be too much, like, or a kind of a bouncer for a lot of other attendants here. Okay, so we will discuss this in detail when we take about the OCR topic. Okay, I'll take up OCR topic in detail. What are the configurations required? There are certain configurations which are required in the SAP side, and there are certain setups which are required on the ICC server or BCC server. Okay, so we will discuss all those points and what are the best practices followed. I will share all those during the OCR topic. Will that be fine? I hope I answer your question.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that is fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Just we want to know how archive server and OCR server will work and what is the configuration behind it. That theoretical is enough, Sachin. That is not a problem.
Yeah, yeah. I will be sharing the theoretical part with you.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we will be covering all the concepts. Practically, see, there are some logistical challenges having say, as already shared, right? Everything needs a separate license. Okay, and because of those and along with that, having those test servers available is a challenge. Okay, first is the license procurement, second is having those test server available is a challenge, and that is the reason we are not able to take up those particular scenarios practically.
It's okay, Sachin. No problem.
Yeah, thanks.
Hello.
Yes.
If we don't have OCR, then the documents will save in archive server.
No, even if you say if you use OCR or you do not use OCR, anyways your documents are getting in archive server.
Okay.
Okay, both the cases it stores the data in archive server.
OCR means it will fill automatically information.
Yeah, in layman terms, I can say, see, what I have shared in the earlier slide here, the data entry part, like load the metadata. Okay, or you can consider, I hope you would be knowing there are a lot of data entry jobs available in the market. So what they do is they get a document in their hand and they have to just key in the information. Whatever is on the printed paper has to be replicated onto the screen on the corresponding fields. So that is part is called as data entry part. Now, to automate that part comes your OCR solution, where your optical character recognition technology is used to extract the data and then process that data and bring up that data into corresponding fields. So it is an automation of data entry. Okay. Question
Okay,
might
thank
be
you.
that
Hello.
only for data entry, why to invest so much effort and
Yeah.
time and money
Mm,
into OCR solution? When we talk about
Yeah.
larger organization, they receive thousands of invoice every day, and so for those organization, it makes very much sense to have of having OCR solution.
yes, correct.
So, Sachin, this OCR scanning. So, when vendor will submit their fields or tabs all different. So, our SAP and Vim also different. It will be, we have to do maps, field mapping.
Yeah, again, this is too much into, I would say, like too much to start for the first day itself. Okay, and
Yeah.
too much into the topic, particular OCR topic. Okay,
Yeah.
I would say the same what I have shared earlier, that we can take up this question when we are discussing more about the OCR solution.
Yeah.
It's too early to discuss on that part, basically.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So, it will cover PO and non-POs, right? Yes.
Yeah, we will cover PO, non-PO, everything. Okay, any more questions? See, these are different flows which I am presenting right now. Okay, how you can receive different invoices, different sources or different channels through which you receive the invoices, and how this will be processed in your Vim or vendor invoice management. So you receive your invoice as a physical copy or as an email copy, or you're receiving e-invoice or iDocs. Okay, so if you're having a physical copy, it will be scanned and converted into a PDF. If you're receiving an email, I hope you will be receiving email with a PDF copy. In both those cases, the PDF is stored into the archive server and then further it is processed. Okay, if you have OCR, it will be sent to OCR for OCR extraction and validation, and then it comes to SAP again. Okay, in terms, if you're not having OCR, it will directly send further to the Vim process. In Vim, once you receive the PDF data, if it is non-OCR, data entry has to be carried out. If it is a OCR solution, based on the data received, the rules will be applied and the invoice will be processed further. In case of invoices, e-invoices or iDocs or Ariba invoices, all those cases you will be receiving the data directly into the SAP system, pre-populated. It is something very similar to considering of OCR. In case of e-invoicing, iDocs, etc., you're not even receiving a physical PDF copy which you send to OCR, but it is a direct digital data. Okay, which comes to SAP. Again, the business rules will be applied further automatically based on further. It will be recognizing as a PO invoice or a non-PO invoice, and accordingly, the further process will happen in alignment with the SAP process. So, if it is a PO invoice, if it is a it will follow two-way match or three-way match depending on what scenario you have. If it is a non-PO invoice, that is a FI invoice, it will be processed further. Post approval, in both the cases, it will get invoice will get posted. In case of PO invoice, as I said, like three-way match will come into picture, and then it may have a payment block or not, and accordingly the invoice will be released for payment. So this is the basic flow of data, how the data will flow in different what I can say, different points, or what I can say, different nodes of the solution. Okay, different sections. Any questions?
Hi Sachin, this is Naveen. May I know
Yeah, hi
the
Naveen.
SAP documents will create in this process?
As an end part of the process, you will be getting invoices getting posted. So
Not
in case of PO,
like you means register in SAP Vim right here. At least.
mhm, registered in SAP, yeah, Vim. So it is a Vim document which is getting created.
Okay. Register
I
ID
didn't get your
document and
exact
Vim doc.
questions.
Yeah. So I like register ID document. One document is there, right? What is the difference between register ID
Yes,
document and a Vim ID document?
registered ID document and a Vim document has a difference where when you basically there are there's a different solution, or I wouldn't say different approach to process certain invoices. Okay, like invoices which you receive over email, or invoices which you receive from your OCR. Those documents are further first registered. Okay, those are not immediately available for your processing because there are certain internal processing is happening within the Vim, and once all the data is getting populated into your Vim screen, indexing screen, only then your Vim ID is being generated and is available for the user for further processing. So the registered ID is basically for internal use, and Vim ID is the for external users.
Okay. So means in case of IDAX, register ID will not create, right? Only for
No,
email option
no,
it will create.
email it will create.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, any further questions? So I have some basic settings. I'm just to give a very high level overview. Like archiving is the first step where you go further. So what are the different steps, how the archiving has to be processed or configured. There are different T codes and all. That is what I have tried to portray here, that what kind of or what depth we are going to cover in the session, what level of depth we will be covering. Okay, to just portray that at a very in a glance kind of a thing. It shows the archiving link configuration, different steps which are to be carried out, and we will be covering this in detail when we go with the actual sessions. This is a representation of one of the another concept which is called as DP document type. Okay, it is a very important concept in Vim. It is kind of one of the control center. Okay, and this is a mind map kind of a presentation. Okay, sorry for this. This is a mind map kind of a presentation of that particular concept, and this is what I prefer to represent any concept. Okay, this is very useful uh, as far as my understanding and based on my experience. I'm sharing this, that mind map representation is very useful for Vim concepts, because it helps in understanding what are the concepts and what all it is linked with other, which all other concepts are linked with that particular concept. Okay, so maybe during the solutions, again during the detailed sessions when we go, uh, I would again talk more about mind maps. Okay, but this is kind of a presentation, what are the different concepts which are in the Vim configuration. Okay, if you guys have any more questions, please let me know. You shoot out your questions. Okay, and if you do not have questions, then I'll move to the last part, which is the course content. I will share what are the course content or what is the details. Again, I would surely say that the course content what I'm sharing is kind of a representation. It's not that we will be limiting it to that. Okay, we will be covering all the details in every concept. So please go on with your questions.
Yeah, Sachin, I'm Satish here.
Yes, Satish.
Yeah, during the course, on which version we are doing the practice? I mean to say that, are you showing these configurations on which version of Vim?
It would be Vim 7.5 on ECC system.
Okay, so there will be differences for S4 and ECC.
As I shared earlier, 90%, 95%, there are no differences. Okay, you can use, or like you would have these similar things for S4HANA as well.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Any other questions, please?
We have questions about the batch timings, Sachin.
Yeah, I'll come to that. We'll take that as a last point.
Mm.
And meanwhile, let me share. I hope you're able to see Excel. An Excel here I've shared. Are you able to see an Excel?
Yes,
Yes,
Sachin.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for the confirmation. So this is the course content, and here I have mentioned about the prerequisites. Okay, so the reason it is shared is a lot of time when we talk about concepts, the basic SAP concepts at least has to be known, because without that there might be like lack of understanding, which can cause challenges in the further concepts. Okay, next concept. So if you guys are very new to SAP, I would recommend, okay, to go through the basic P2P flow, okay, and basic concepts of SAP. You don't have to go into detail. We will be covering, I will be trying to cover the basic concepts. Okay, when I say basic concepts, in the sense like when we are talking about say PO scenario, okay, I won't be teaching you how to configure a complete P2P process for creating a PO. Okay, So that is what you need to understand, that there is something which is already configured. There is a PO type, there are other configurations which are required for creating a PO. Okay, plant, purchase organization, company code, all those information from team, side, all the other information from FI side also, like company code creation, posting periods, all those are already set up. As we are talking about vendor invoice management, which is a bolt-on system, again repeating, okay, reiterating that. So we are considering as that your SAP system is already implemented. So when your SAP system is implemented, you will be having all this already being set up in your organization. All your plant, purchasing organization, company codes, posting periods, etc. All those will be available. All your master data, cost centers, vendors, all these will be available, and then we will be utilizing those or using those for creating the Vim scenarios or Vim invoices. Okay, so that is what you need to have a basic understanding, and then we will be covering the overall Vim solution in detail. Okay, we have covered in this overview session about this part. Okay, till here swim lane process diagram we have seen. Okay, user roles, Vim user roles is something which earlier we were covering in the introduction solution, but that was a kind of an overdose, so we have stopped it, and we will be covering this Vim user role topic later in the sessions. Okay, when we will be covering after covering certain other concepts and all. Okay. And here again the topics are basically categorized based on what are the mandatory configurations, or for a PO processing or PO scenario, non-PO scenario, okay, invoice approval scenario. So those are different kind of categories created here. And when I would be taking these sessions, okay, I won't be following this particular sequence what is mentioned in this Excel, where instead I will be following a sequence which is useful from an implementation point of view. So when you are going for a new implementation, what are the first steps which you have to carry out, and what are the next steps? Accordingly, we will go into the configuration steps. Okay, so these sessions will be, uh, I would say, like sequenced in a different format as compared to this Excel. Okay, any questions on this?
Then I think we don't have any OCR service, right? Training, so you can directly show the.
OCR, no, at the bottom I have mentioned it is OCR. I think yes. Reports, yes, here it is. Overview of ICC configuration on SAP side, ICC side, important batch jobs to communicate between. So since this is all theoretical part, okay,
Mm.
so that is the reason it is mentioned at the end.
Yeah, yes, Sachin. So if we cover like IC4S setup and configuration, profiles, and IC4S server configuration, like if there is a validation setup, if it is covered by theoretical, so that will also helpful us.
Mhm. I didn't get your exact question, sorry, but what my understanding is, you're saying like if you have to configure the validation client or your configuration client on the ICC side, are we covering that or not? Is my understanding correct?
Yeah, validation, that is fine. Whether we need to cover or not, that is fine. But thing is that like IC4S server, like implementation of the IC4S server, connectivity to the Vim, like extraction engine. So that part, it is a bit in technical part, right? So that we
That
need to cover.
I won't say it is a technical part, but it is more on the basis activity, I would say. Okay.
Yeah, basis. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like kind of not a part of the basis, and as a open text consultant, we need to provide all the information to them, so they will set it up. Yeah.
Yeah, basically you would have to give what is the your RFC users details and all those, and other details like what you want to set up. So I and see, that is all. I would still categorize as the basis activity. Okay, and whenever you procure your ICC server or BCC server, you do get a separate installation guide, okay, which basis has to follow. Because when we are talking about not only about the ICC server, but when you're talking about the Vim packages also, there is a basic Vim installation guide which is given by OpenText for installing the Vim solution itself. Okay, there are certain tasks which it's not only a package which is installed, but after the package is installed, there are certain tasks which basis team has to carry out. And also for the task, there are different methodologies which method they use. There are different steps given in those. So that is something which I would categorize as a basis activity. I know the ICC server is not a SAP server; it is a separate Windows server. But still, you would. So basically, I would say it's in SAP terminology. We always say it is a basis team, but it is a server management team. So server management team would have to be involved. So if you're having a Windows server, it is not the same consultant who does the uh, server management part of it, right? Is my understanding correct? As
Yeah,
a SAP
basically,
consultant.
yeah. Basically, SAP, like basis only responsible to set up that one. But as a consultant, we need to understand when the issue is comes, like if there is any such kind of bugs are there, like if the invoice not able to process, we need to go and check the logs and log files. So that information will help us. So that's what I'm asking you to, like how like basis will do that kind of activities in general part of the S4 setup, IC4S setup, as well as the BCC configuration. So that we required into the part of the course as well. So
No, you're talking specifically to the how, like basically troubleshooting part of it, and in case of troubleshooting, how to access the log files.
that is also required as well as the configure. So there will be BCC customization client, right? The customization. So there will be like functional consultant need to be map the all the fields. Like if it is the if client want does not want means don't want to use out of the box, just need to like configure the custom fields in the BCC customization, right? So
Yeah,
that is also
yeah, customizing client. Yeah, if you see here in the course content, we are covering the configuration required on SAP side and configuration which is required on ICC side. Okay, so your customizing client and validation client. So on your validation client, you don't have any customizing required, but your customizing client is for customizing, where you would be basically setting up all your apps, and you would be also setting up your hotspots and all those jobs, etc. Right? Your Windows service will be using those jobs, etc.
so both are similar section ICC and BCC.
Yes.
Okay.
ICC BCC is very similar. The difference is that the configure the way you reach out. BCC is linked to your business center, and ICC was the earlier version, which was like when we were having only the vendor invoice management, this OPT SPRO concept.
Mhm.
In BCC also you have the applications, right? You have to create the applications, BCC applications, and in
Right.
ICC it was termed as ICC applications. So it is same thing.
Sachin, I have one general question.
Mhm.
So, how about this certification, open text? So it is used for.
Yeah, OpenText certification is available for anyone. Go to opentext.com and you can find a certification tab there. You can attend now. I would say like recently, a few months, maybe a year has happened. They have opened up only the certification part as well. Earlier, it was a mandatory to have what I would say is a classroom session. It was always a classroom session, and then you were, as a part of that itself, you were appearing to the certification also. Now they have also opened up where you can only procure the certification part. It's a procurement similar to what you have SAP certification. Similarly, you can go and procure. Okay, so it
Yeah.
has they have mentioned some
Okay.
prerequisites, but those are not mandatory. It is your
Okay.
responsibility. So
So
they
it
do
is.
have this available. Sorry,
Yeah.
you want to say
I mean,
something?
so normal SAP certification we will do in training at SAP. So
Yeah.
this open text will be in open text site, right?
Yes, OpenText site. You go to
Okay.
opentext.com. Maybe wait a second.
Okay.
I'll try to open here and I'll show you how it is. I hope you're able to see my browser.
Yes.
Where is products now? Sorry, I am just. So here you see you have the certifications. Okay, list of certifications will be available here, and you have to choose which certification you want to. So it includes everything, whatever OpenText is offering. All those are listed here, including EM and other solutions. Okay.
Which one it belongs to our Vim?
Yeah, I am here. If you see at the bottom, you have this.
Well, yeah.
Uh, Vendor invoice management for solutions business user certification, vendor invoice as a business administrator certification, and there is a separate certification for beyond invoice automation. So this is as a separate solution. So these are the two for your Vim. Okay, does that answer?
Yeah.
So when you go here, you'll see details further. See, this is the direct exam certification exam which you can procure. Okay, 2 hours exam, and then they mention this is a prerequisite. So it is your responsibility to cover the prerequisite. Either you go through this or you learn on your own, and then you can appear for the exam. And if you go with the prerequisite, this is a classroom session, 5-day classroom session.
Okay.
So where they will be covering all the concepts what we are like what we will be discussing in this session. Okay, so those concepts they will be covering all those concepts, and then they will basically those concepts will be uh, covered from a perspective of an certification. And once it is kind of a classroom training, and once those 5-day training is completed, then you can go for the certification, and you can write the exam.
So, yeah, without training also will go on. We option, right?
Yeah, earlier this was not available. Now they have started this, so you can procure the exam certification separately. Okay, and then you have to appear for the exam.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. See, earlier they were making it mandatory for the classroom sessions, but now they have understood whether there are with lot of organizations, and based on the project work, people are getting experience and knowledge, so they want to appear for exam. So they have separated this out. So you can simply directly appear for the exam.
Yeah,
Okay.
in
Thank you,
this
sir.
we need to take any training from OpenText, right? We need to apply directly.
I didn't get you. Sorry.
Actually, in this case, are they going to give the training that is mandatory, or that is an optional one? Actually,
No, this
what my
cost
question is.
this cost is only for the certification, only allowing you to write the exam. This is only for the exam fee.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, this is not covering anything. If you want to go with the classroom session, you have to go with this prerequisite classroom session. Okay, and it has a different cost.
Okay, that we are doing now. We are taking the training. That is the cost now. This is
Yes. So I think you can compare the cost. You'll understand.
yeah, that is a good point.
Thank you, Sachin, for clarification. This I thought that is in SAP certification.com, but now it is in open text. Okay.
Yeah, that's a separate. So see, SAP has a lot of flexibility where like when you procure SAP certification, you have option of having those
Mhm.
2 attempts or 6 attempts, and within those six
Yeah,
attempts, you can attempt any certification which is offered by SAP, which is not
yeah.
the case here.
Here only one option, right? So one item.
Here it is one attempt,
Oh, so yeah. Okay. Okay.
and the cost given here is for one attempt.
Oh, yeah. 5,100 means 40. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Sachin, you are not covered regarding material which are you are going to provide. What is the training methodology and what is the duration like that?
Yeah. Now coming to the batch timings and duration and all. Okay. So the methodology is simple. We will be having the sessions. I'll be sharing my screen. we will be going through the SAP screens with different configurations, all those different concepts. Okay. And we'll be recording all those sessions, and these recordings will be available to you. And apart from that, from documentation point of view, we don't have any documentations available as such. Okay. uh, I can suggest like if you are working on SAP project or your organization has the SAP project, then you might have an access to the open text portal along with the license. The organizations gets access to open text portal, and on the open text portal you can find the guides. There are guides given by open text. Okay, those are kind of bibles available, and you can refer to those if you want. Those are the documentations. Okay, I will be sharing all the information based on what I have learned through my experience. Okay, and hence I do not have any specific documentation available. uh, okay, first of all, there is also a what I can say is license or copyright challenges where we cannot reproduce anything from the open text guides or open text screens and all. Okay, so that is the reason we do not have any documentation available. Okay, recordings, whatever we discuss on the during the session, all those recordings will be available to you. Okay, every session we will be covering different topics, and then practical part of it is like up to you guys. When you like, you can select what you want to go ahead. If you want to have, like, we can have one theory session, one practical session, or if you want to uh, like carry out practical on your own, where like everyone, each of you who is joining the session will get a access, a user ID to the test server, and then you can go and carry out the basically configurations on your own also. So it is like once we start the session, we will see how the uh, what is the need of the batch, and how what is the preference of the majority of the candidates, and accordingly we can decide that we do the practical during the sessions, or we cover the theory part during the sessions, and then you carry out the practicals on your own, and come up with all the doubts, queries, questions, and we will discuss all those before we start the next session. So in the next session, whenever, say for example, today we have covered one topic, tomorrow we will be starting the session. So first part of the session would be covering the doubts and queries which is coming up from all the candidates, and then we will proceed further. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't mind, can you share whatever you are presenting in the PPT? That is enough. And we will download whatever provided by OpenText that we will download and we will practice that one, that configuration level. And one more request is there, if you don't mind. Uh, After confirmation of the attendees, okay, then please create one WhatsApp group, whatever it is the group. Okay, it is very
Mhm.
useful for discussion.
Yes, yes, surely, surely. See, once the attendees are confirmed, we will be creating a WhatsApp group according to the batch. Okay, and then we can have a communication within the batch. Also, you can share if you're having any questions, doubts during your practice session, or like practical session which you're carrying out. If you're having any doubts, or if you're doing some extra practice also, if you're having some doubts, you can post on the WhatsApp group. It is more of a group discussion and doubt solution, we can say. Okay, along with the communication. Okay, we will be surely creating a WhatsApp group for the batch.
Oh. No, this batch will be so daily sessions or planning for the weekend.
Yeah, coming to the batch timings and days, we will be having sessions Monday to Friday, no
Hmm.
sessions on weekends. Okay, uh, and the timings would be morning 8:30 to 9:30 IST.
Hmm. Oh, such.
Okay, any questions?
Yes, Sachin. How long we can get an access for the server?
The server access will be provided to you once we start the batch, and then the access will be provided to you until we complete the batch.
Okay. After that, if we want to practice it, we need to pay or
Sorry, I won't be able to answer that. See, basically, I am covering the course content and delivery part of it, and the admin part is managed by Subbu. Okay, so access
okay,
part, your recordings, the session recordings, access to test server, all those will be shared
mm,
by Subbu to you. Okay. So
yeah, okay,
maybe check with Subbu. If you see till the batch is going on, you will surely have the access. But after the batch, if you want have further access for practicing purpose and all, I would recommend you to
mm,
please connect with directly with Subbu.
okay, yeah. Thanks, Sachin.
And Sachin, what is the duration for this course?
Duration, see, I have not defined any duration or timeline for this. Okay, reason is I want to cover the concepts and ensure that those concepts are understood by you. So I'm not time bounding it. Otherwise, what I feel is we cannot, like, I cannot give justice to the concepts and to the batch. Okay, it may happen that somebody is able to understand the concept very quickly. Somebody is taking some time. Okay, and if I time bound the batch, then it would happen that I have to complete the course and then I will move forward to the next concept, even if it is not understood by the candidates, right? So that is not my intention. I want to cover the concepts and ensure that the candidates are understanding the concept. So I'm not time bounding it. Okay. Normally, based on my experience with the previous batches and all, it takes like if we are having a regular classes Monday to Friday, normally without any break, if you're not having any breaks in between, normally it takes around 30 to 40 days to cover the overall concept.
Okay.
Again, it depends on the overall speed of the batch also. Okay. I have covered a batch in 25 days also, and some batches it takes more time also.
Okay, fine. And this will cover all the configurations, all the nodes are present in the uh,
Yes,
configuration, right? Yeah.
yes, yes,
And it will helpful for entire greenfield projects, kind of, correct?
yes. I will
Okay.
be conducting the sessions from the implementation point of view, and in between, from support point of view, if you have anything, any questions, any doubts, or based on my experience, I'll keep sharing in between.
Okay. And fees details and all will be by the admin, is it?
Subbu, Subbu,
Okay.
admin. I am not getting into that.
Okay. And the timing morning, is it fixed or 8:30 to
Yeah,
9:30?
timing 8:30 to 9:30, like depending, like if we are having more like more candidates having certain challenges, maybe we can make a bit flexible from instead of 8:30 to 9:30, maximum we can have 9 to 10, like half an hour late, not beyond that.
Early is not possible, is it? 7:30 to 8:30?
No, early won't be feasible.
Okay.
Why this asking this question? We are all are working people. Okay, we want to go office, and if little bit half an hour before, then that is better. Yet like that, Sachin, if you don't mind.
Uh, Let me think over it. I'll confirm it to Subbu, and then Subbu will communicate if it is feasible. I need to check my schedule as well.
Okay, okay. If it is possible, then we will look into that. Otherwise, we will continue that 8:30 to 9:30. That is not a problem.
Yeah. See, consider see, basically these timings. What I am sharing is based on the past experiences and all we have seen, and considering my schedule and everyone else's schedule, we have seen that this is the best timing normally suited for people. We will see, like if we are having more as I said, like if we are having more candidates tending toward a particular time, 8 or 9, we will see half an hour here and there. I'll try. uh, 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 9 I can confirm we can have, but 8 I would need some time to check, and some arrangements also. So I need some time on that, but Subbu will confirm on that part. Okay, I'll let
No problem. No problem.
I'll share that details with Subbu, and then Subbu will be able to confirm you. Yep. Any more questions, sir? Anyone has?
Yes, sir.
Classes, right? No offline right? Available.
Sorry.
No, no, I'm asking. It's all online classes only. No offline classes available, right?
Yes. I think
Okay.
most of you are from Hyderabad. I assume it. I'm making a wild guess. Most of you are from Hyderabad, and I am not in Hyderabad.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, guys, please confirm. I think all of you are from Hyderabad. Anyone from other location?
Yes.
Please. Who is it with your name and location, please?
Location Maharashtra.
Akshay.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. And I thought from your name itself, I thought from you're from Maharashtra. Yeah, yeah. Apart
I'm
from Akshay, anyone
my,
else from any other location?
yeah, I'm in Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay. Name, please. I missed your
Mm,
name.
Mahendra.
Mahendra. Okay. So
Mm.
Mahendra is from Bangalore. Akshay is from Maharashtra. Akshay, where in Maharashtra? Is it Pune or any other location?
Sangli.
Sangli. Okay.
Mm.
I'm from my location is work location Hyderabad, but I'm in Vijayawada. Currently.
Okay. Working from home.
Yes.
That's fine. Yeah. Thanks to this work from home, which enables all of us to connect virtually.
Mhm.
Sachin, if we want like a solution in a personal laptop, what is the compatibility check? For example,
Sorry, lost your voice in between.
And
Who was it?
you mean that he will practice in his own server, so that means
See,
he will install.
own server won't be feasible because for practicing Vim, you need. Wait, like who was raising this question? Is he back? I'm answering to you. Are you there?
Srinivas there.
Yes, Srinivas. Sorry, guys. Since this is the first session, I'm still not able to recognize you by your voice. Please pardon. Okay. So Srinivas, basically to practice Vim, you need Vim license, okay, and you won't be having license on your personal laptop, okay. So you would be connecting to the test server on your personal laptop, or each of you would need one laptop or desktop, some system available where you would need to install the SAP GUI to log in, and then login information will be shared with you, so you can log into that particular SAP server from your laptop or any laptop which you have. You like, it is your choice. You use office laptop, personal laptop, any laptop.
No. One thing. Test server means it means OpenText test server means I need to use only without BCC I can use it right in my personal laptop. So that
Yes,
can
yes.
be possible.
No,
Mhm.
See, when you connect, let me come to a very basic part of it. Like when we are talking about SAP, it is an R3 system, right? So we have an architecture server, application server. We have a presentation server. So what we have on our laptop or desktop is a presentation server, the GUI part, and we connect to the application server where the actual application lies. So we will be sharing the details of that application server to which you will connect on your local laptop or desktop. You will be having a presentation server, SAP GUI, which will be installed on your system, and you would have to connect to the SAP system, for which we will share the details. So that SAP system will have all those Vim application. You don't have to install the application server on your system.
No, 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 no.
On this
Actually,
you cannot, because
yeah, for example, I have a like ECC like version 6 point version. I want to be add like these open text components into my own laptop. Is it possible to do that? Like only
like
part
with
I'm
this
talking
session or
about.
with no, no,
Yeah, I'm only.
let me answer with this class. This is not possible. Yes, obviously you can go ahead, procure a open text license, and then you can install. It needs a
Yeah.
license install. Without that you don't get the Vim packages.
Okay, okay. Okay then.
See, it is having a tight integration with SAP. So when you procure license, only then you will be able to. Then only you get those packages, and those packages are installed on your SAP server. Okay, it's not that something like a Windows application which can be shared with everyone. So we cannot share the packages, etc. It is not possible technically.
Mhm.
Okay. Secondly, if you go with the server, you need to install first the SAP server, okay, implement everything, and then install the packages. And basically, when we are talking about server implementation, you need like a basic hardware requirement is mandatory. So that's where your personal laptops will have challenges. Either it will work very slow, or it won't be able to cope up, basically.
Yeah, yeah. What I thought that actually in my solution there is a component, right? So if I go with that one, might be if it is possible in my personal laptop, that I'm thinking about that. So, so because we keep
Shreyans,
this.
Srinivas, I think what I understand is like you already have a SAP server with you. Is it
Yeah.
so?
Yes, yes, I
Yeah,
have.
yeah, yeah. So if you have the SAP server with you, but still the open text packages needs a license, and which is not feasible. Like you have to procure new license to get it installed on your server.
Yeah. Sorry for that. One more question. Like, will it be possible to the test open like test kind of open text server? So we cannot install those components. Like,
No,
it's like
no. SAP has the 3 month part of it, right? That kind of thing, open text does not have.
Mhm. Okay, okay, okay.
The IDES server which is available for ECC, right? 3 months IDES server. That kind of visibility is not there with OpenText.
Mhm.
It's simple. Like I hope you all understand Hindi, right? It is basically like paisa do, package leke jao.
Yeah, open text like too expensive.
I know. There is no trial offer. Like वो पहले इस्तेमाल कीजिए फिर विश्वास कीजिए, नहीं है. पहले ले लीजिए फिर आपको जो करना है कीजिए. Okay, guys, we are already with 2 hours now. Not exactly 2 hours. We started a session a bit late. We're waiting for a few people, but yes, any more questions if you have? Otherwise, I would recommend or request you all to share your confirmation with Subbu. And once we receive the confirmations, and then accordingly, we will arrange a batch and the timings. Subbu will share those details with you guys.
Sir, as we Vim consultant, they will work on invoices only.
Sorry, I didn't get your question completely. Could you please repeat?
Means as a Vim consultant, means what is their role or what they will work?
Okay, so when you say a Vim consultant, it is kind of an expertise or specialization. Okay, So first of all, you have to be an SAP consultant, and then you will become a Vim consultant. Now, if you're talking about what are the job opportunities or what is the future, then
Hmm.
yes, Vim consultant is a category which is searched by organizations very actively. It is a niche area, and there is a lot of requirements in market for Vim.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I have seen my students moving, like jumping from one organization to another organization with 300% hike because of Vim. And
Mm-hmm.
I won't guarantee that thing. These are the examples. I would say, like, yeah, this is the best example or kind of a thing which I can say. Yes, I have people who have moved because of Vim. They have they got a opportunity for a jump with 300%, 350%. There are other people who are getting other opportunities. But yes, Vim does add a lot of potential and lot of weightage to your profile, okay, to your resume.
Okay, okay, sir.
You can search on internet. You will find what are the openings available for a normal FIC or a normal consultant versus a Vim consultant. You'll get to know.
Okay, sir.
Hi, Sachin. What about ABAP and Vim?
Same thing. Vim is a Vim. So irrespective of your background, uh, for specifically for you, I'll tell you one of my student was working in ABAP, learned Vim, worked on Vim development for around 9-10 months, and then later she was moving out, and she got an offer from OpenText itself. She is working in OpenText Hyderabad.
Okay.
And package wise, if you're talking, she was in one of the well-known IT organization. I wouldn't name it. She was at a package of 5.25, and she moved to 15.25.
Oh, okay. Okay.
With the I hope you are already aware the package difference between the ABAP consultants and the consultants, basically ABAP team and the consultants. So there is a difference there, which is in the industry, can't help with that. So the FICO consultant or consultants with the Vim are getting higher packages.
Okay. But
It all
we can get good
depends on what
package with
experience
ABAP.
you have,
Mm.
what overall experience you have, how do you appear for interview, how does your interview go, and how, what all you answer and all. It depends a lot of on that, as well as what is the requirement from the organization. So there are a lot of other parameters as well.
What are the like opportunities for abroad for Vim?
I cannot comment on that. It is all requirement driven, right? It is the openings which are available. So it is open to market, right? If some organization having a requirement where they have a project abroad and they need immediately a person, you can get a that, right? It is
Mm-hmm.
all see, job market is in
So,
a very open market, so cannot comment on that part.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure, I can say that with the Vim in your profile, it does add a value and a weightage to your profile. That is what I can say.
Yes, yes. Okay, Sachin.
Okay. See, we are into, I would say, like these trainings, what we share here is for the learning perspective and not from the placement perspective. Okay. So we are not involved into the placement part.
Yes.
Yep. Guys, any more questions? Or are we good to close the session?
Okay, Sachin. Thank you. Thanks for your
Okay. So
information.
everyone, please share your confirmation with Subbu. Once we get responses from you, we would have to work out on who is available, how many candidates we have, and what are the timings, and accordingly we would basically construct a batch. Okay. So please share your feedbacks or responses as soon as possible, and then we would also need some time to work on those. Okay. Thank you,
Yeah, if you
everyone.
are
Thanks for
okay,
your
the
time.
batch will be start soon. Sachin? Uh,
Sorry.
If all are okay, then we'll start the batch next week, or how you take time.
Uh, Next week, in the sense, see, we are already at Sunday. So if you're expecting from Monday onwards, no, it won't be feasible. We need some
Yeah.
time to work out on the batch as well. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
again, I cannot comment right now. If we, it all depends on when we receive the feedbacks or responses from all of you, right? And then we will continue.
Yeah.
We will try to start. See, once we have all the responses, we will
Mm.
construct the batch and start the batch as soon as possible.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Sachin. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Sachin.
Bye bye. Bye.